So far, all that I have is this room full of plants done. And I can show you around here. I've got some of these little animal plushies kind of hidden throughout and poking through here. You can kind of see a couple of them. But I really wanted to do a room that was just plants in this style of hat because it has so much space like in it, and the windows are clear. So I'm gonna head down and see if I can sleep till daytime. Nope, enemies are nearby. So the next thing on my list is actually to do a bedroom down in this area. So we have the bed, we have the constellation logo. I think for the rest of this, I'm going to head over to Nim's Deco Pack. I'm gonna grab a couple of these end tables. Now this bed looks pretty modern, so we're gonna go with one of the more modern ones. Maybe one like this. And if I can get it set down there. And then the somewhat matching on the other side. That looks good. I've got this rug. We've got our night tables there. Let's see, that one's a bit closer. I apologize if you see my base is under attack from the local wildlife. They do not think that what we're doing is super chill, nor is it super slay to their mind, so they want nothing to do with it. Let's see. I think some additional art might be nice either side of this, especially if it has some of the same colors as the constellation logo. I don't necessarily want to do a mismatch of size. That one's huge. Well, it looks like that was really the only one that was that size. So on this side, I'm instead going to do 2 pictures. Do one here, and then I want the little one from the end. There we go. Right there. Now that is kind of jumbled up with the... Not jumbled up, but it's kind of crowding this constellation logo. Oopsie. Everything's gone. I hate that. I don't know if you guys do that when you decorate walls and then you accidentally activate the wall and the whole thing's gone. So we're gonna load our autosave, or our, I guess our regular save. Well, there's an autosave here. What say we just load that? I don't know exactly what happened during this autosave, but we will have to redecorate. Oh, look at that. It was where we just were. Okay, so that won't do. We will have to load an earlier autosave. And I wonder where this one will be. Surely our bed will still be here. Oh, we're still in the middle of our dance there. Perfect. Well then, let's get right back to it. This time, more carefully. I'd forgotten that could happen. Alright, the end tables is where we are looking. Let's see, one here. And past it. I may very well have. Okay, regular couch. Is it in two colors? I like this white one. I think that kind of fits with what we've got going here. Now, do we want it at an angle like this to look out the window, or do we want something like this? I think this is maybe a little better, and then we can put maybe like a sideboard table behind it. Let's see if we can get this 90 degrees. Okay. And a sideboard table behind. Some of these are quite tall. This is sort of my go-to, but I think it's too tall for this room. Let's see then if we can't get a desk in here of some kind. Excuse me, Sarah. Do you know that's going to block too much of this walkway? So we are going to need a smaller table. I know I've got a collection of sideboards somewhere, but I don't know. Oh, here we are. Too tall, too tall. That one is nice, but it's a bit longer than we need. Here, that one's great. It's also fairly modern, but in the way this couch is not. Let's see. Maybe this one is the best match for us here. I think that may be the case. Now this rug is kind of messing with our elevation here. We're going to move that out, and we're going to move this back in. Oh, nearly. I don't know if you guys, when you play this game, if you listen to the in-game music, sometimes it makes you feel like you're getting some really like epic stuff done when you're just decorating. I think that's kind of fun. Little silly, but mostly fun. Alright, now I can slide this rug back under this without lifting that sideboard up. And I think that looks good, but it's not perfect, so I'm actually going to move the couch instead. There we go. Oh, that moved a little too far back. Nice to know that you can do that though. Just gonna move it a tiny bit back from where it was before. That's still pretty noticeable. I do want to have it centered like I have it, but just brought out a bit further. There. That's close enough. We can imagine that's built as one unit. Alright, and then a small coffee table here. We don't need to have an empty one, we can have a real deal coffee table here. And I know there's not a lot of room to sit on this couch. If we have that coffee table, let's see if there's a better option for us. Oh, I love this. I just like anything that has books on it. Alright, let's see. I think that's pretty close to the wall, which is good. Now we'll see how centered it is. Not quite centered and not quite rotated correctly, so I'd had to move a hair this way. Let's try that. Oh, we moved it too far. I'm realizing I'm kind of grabbing stuff willy-nilly here and not worrying about that window, which I definitely should be worrying about that window. Alright, there we go. Now there's a room to walk in front, and we've got some books, etc. It's still too far. I think I'm basing it on the mark on the floor rather than the mark on the couch, though. So that actually is middle space to that, but because of this stairwell placement here, we have to get a little creative. I like to, on the sides, do a why don't we set this over... Well, that's going to be kind of prime library location, isn't it? Maybe we put this under these stairs right over here. People aren't going to be wandering this way anyway, so should have plenty of space to get by. Alright, put that there. Looks great. It would be cool if these were set up as chairs that you could sit on. But I know that those animations take a lot of work. Let's see, anything else that we want in here? Science corner, that's fun, but not what we want. Okay, let's head into our bookshelves. So I like that this deco pack has some lower, long bookshelves. Because you just don't get to decorate with many of those. Let's see. Sarah says, I must have missed construction on your Constellation resume. Well, if anyone can recall, we didn't submit a resume for Constellation. They basically hired us off the street. So that's, they get what they get, I think, is maybe the lesson learned there. Sarah's gonna jump on the bed, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Put that right in there. So we've got some books, some more books, a little window space to look out and potentially to read. But what if we put a little reading corner here too, with a little lamp? I recently got this mod, which is ZY Lights Interior, and this lamp is awesome, or this mod is awesome. You can do all kinds of different lights, on the floor, on the walls, whatever. It's actually a super, super cool mod. Let's grab a chair. Be in furniture. I like to do these kind of classy chairs for my reading corner. But the softer the better, right? So these kind of red leather bound work great. And then we'll head back over to the NEMS Deco pack to get a side table. We can use that as a book. What about that? Perfect. Very nice. Now, also in a bedroom, what other kind of things might you want to have? A dresser. Place for your clothes, that's a great idea. Let's put some more lights in these corners. There's just so many cool lights here. It's awesome. Let's see. I think we can do something like that. And like that. I've got some roots coming down from the plant room above, which I actually love. Really glad that I did that. We don't need one in that corner because we've got the floor lamp there. Tell you what, let's do a quick save here. When I say quick save, I just pause so I can do an autosave. And jump right back in. Now we wanted a place for our clothes. So there are a few dressers in this pack as well. If I'm not mistaken, yep, there we go. We've got this super nice and classy big wardrobe, which we're not going to be able to fit in here. So why don't we put like this? I don't know. That feels like not clothes wardrobes. This one definitely feels like clothes wardrobe. And I like that it has a mirror on it as well. this window, which we're not going to be able to see for some time. I think the day-night cycle on this planet is like, just like super long. You can see on the compass there, it's not even approaching daytime anytime soon. The flashlight does nothing to help that. Alright, let's see then if we can get some other stuff done here. Can I slide this rug under the bed? I cannot. I can get a little further under. That looks okay. Oh, this is blocking our picture now. Tell you what, why don't we swap these? So that we can have our pictures that we want. They'll be on opposite sides, but that's fine. Oh, we did it again, team. It's a good thing we saved, but unfortunately, I think that we saved, well, when was this? This would have been right after our autosave. I'm using the Brits mod, which will autosave for me, and it autosaves using a regular save. Let's see, so we got our lights up in those corners. You can already see how less cozy it is in here. Alright, we had some rotational work we had to do here to get this working. Nearly got it. That's sitting up too high. There we go. That feels good. Now we are going to move these pictures. I think it makes sense to start this from the bottom and then move it over. Alright, let's see. I don't want to override too much of this wall. Make it look like it doesn't belong there. I think that's good. And then we can that bad boy up here and this bad boy right down here. Not quite tall enough. You saw I almost grabbed that wall again, didn't you? Well, not today. Alright. I say not today, not in this 5 minutes. Alright. Does look nice. We'll move it a little further from the bed. There. Now we want to get our dresser back. Dressers are pretty near the bottom, I thought. Yep, they're there. And we will get this rotated in here. There we go. That looks fine, just fine. That is a warm light. It's interesting, sometimes I find the lighting is not persistent. Look at this, already sitting down. You don't need your Grendel. We're inside. Luckily, alien critters cannot get into your home. I guess I need to put some defenses up so that we don't have to deal with them. Alright, we have our dresser, night table. We have nothing for this corner. What else might I want in a bedroom? I mean, maybe you'd want to have like a sink or like a vanity. Let's see if we can't build something like that. So there should be in the bathroom section of this. And I'm pretty sure there is, yeah, there we go. There we go. We've got a sink we can put right here, which is cool. I like that this series of mirrors, it reminds me of the Euphorica logo, I think. That's not quite gonna sit in that corner nicely like I want it to. But this might. And I can set an additional table nearby to it and just put a chair there. Let's see, you got anything without a sink? Sort of, not quite. Why don't we put that right there? versions here, and it actually can just sit in here. I like that some stuff will just clip through other stuff, no problem. It loves to clip through. It's its favorite. Let's see, here we go. Something like that. Yeah, I don't want it to clip too far through over here. Now, I might want to do more min-maxing of how far I can get this into this corner. Because if I can get it even a little further, it's not going to clip there, but that isn't super noticeable. Let's grab a stool, probably. I'm thinking that's going to be the way to do this. Chair, couch, stool. There's a couple of these white ones. Like that one's fine. That one's good too. I think I do want maybe this one. And then we need a mirror for this wall. We don't need a TV. This TV just shows some pictures that I've taken in the game. You can see me. That actually might have been a thumbnail. And I think that might have been a thumbnail too. Let's see where we can put that. Should we put our TV over in the yoga corner? Yeah, that seems about right. Awesome. Now, let's get a mirror here. A small standing mirror. Do I have anything like that? That's the question now. Do you know what I could do? Is I could use a regular mirror and then downsize it. So I think the standing mirror is very near the bottom here. Must be in decorations then, I guess. My decorations category is huge. It's just huge. Sorry, I thought I saw something. I think it was the animated TV standing that I saw. Did that say soap? Yes. You guys need soap, now they've got it. I'm just kind of looking through here to see if there's anything I can use. Not sure I see anything. So we'll get this standing mirror, and it looks like we might be able to put it on top of this. It would be great if we could, and then we can use the console to make it smaller. I wonder if we can do that and then move it. Let's try that. Okay, so we'll do an autosave here, and then we'll get right up next to this bad boy, so that when we click it, it has no choice except to get that one. We'll say set scale. We want it maybe like a tenth of the size. That's way too small. Alright, we'll try that again. Set scale 0.2. Getting there, it's getting there. 0.3. That's great. Now, can we move this? Oh yeah, easy peasy. That looks great. Okay, so we can pretend that's a makeup station. Did you want to use this? Oh, check it out. First customer. That's great. Okay, very pleased with that then. That's great. Oh, these lights don't turn off. That's going to make sleeping here a little difficult, but nothing we can't handle. Alright, I'm willing to call this room done until we get some kind of inspiration for that area right there. Yeah, looks good. Now, I want to do in the rest of this, I've got a nice big area here that I'd like to do a kitchen, and then maybe like a science workshop as well. I haven't decided what I'll do with this. I thought this might be okay for like a bathroom. And then this is a two-story armory. we saw? How nearby do we think enemies are? Are they too near to sleep? Let's find out. Nice. I think we can do it. I think we can have daytime. And I can show you guys what this looks like here. Alright, 8:30 a.m. This is a really cool spot. This is on Masada 3, which you may have seen, intersecting a hills biome and a mountains biome. So you may be able to see that. Let's get a good view out these enormous clear windows from this double hab. Huge panoramic views, just beautiful. Alright, now let's cover it all up with kitchen stuff. Maybe we can put our kitchen area like here, and then our seating can be in this area. What do we think of that? Let's do it. Alright, I like the bar tables that Nem has set up. Oops. Navigated out of the category. Let's see. Bar table. And several different dining tables as well. I love this one. You guys know I'm a sucker for this table. Look how neat and proper it is. Let's do something different this time, though. We can do, it's hard for me to gauge where this should be without knowing the flow of the kitchen. I think maybe we put this near to the edge there. And we can set up maybe 3 of these tables of this style. Oh, Sarah said I'm gonna make a beeline for that chair. I see a chair with my name on it. Well, have at it, I suppose. Alright, and one more. Do we have a dining table in that same flavor? Sort of. But we're not going to use that. We have this one as well, which is the same style, different shape. But I think that's okay. If we've got 2 of these, that could be interesting too. I don't see that we do. We'll just put this here. I think I like to kind of zoom back and see if that's gonna look good. I think it is. Alright, I like that as the vague location. Sarah says, now all we need is a casino, and we can start inviting guests. There is no gambling in this game, but there is a reference to gambling. I've seen people talk about adding gambling to the Red Mile. I think that's something that the Red Mile could use. But I'm not sure it would entice me to go there. I just don't have any interest in the Red Mile. Okay, now that I'm looking at this, I think it's going to be better to have our kitchen over on this side. On the right here. And then, just because there's more room to get it going. Let's see, I've got a short task to complete on my phone here. So, let's see. I want to ask you guys if there's any game you wish we would play on the channel. I've had a few people talk about it, and if there's nothing really like strongly that people want in this channel, I might just start playing a bunch of random games. I have tons of random games that I picked up from the Epic Game Store when games are free, and from Twitch Prime, which gives out free games every month as well. lots of free games that I have that I've never played. I'd like a reason to play them, I think. Okay, kitchen time. These kitchen sets from Nim's Deco Pack are just, like, for real, they're the best. Let's see if we can get a functional one from our mod. I'm using a new mod, which is Tank Girls. What is it called? Galactic Harvest. Botany Alchemy Gourmet Cooking Station. Okay, that's super cool. It's not gonna fit with these curved walls, is it? Oh, it sort of does. Check that out. There's a little spot we can get it into there. I think the lights are what's preventing that on a certain level. Okay, that looks great. I don't mind that that's blocking off the view there, because there's no window there, and the view from there still sees plenty, so that's okay. I wonder if we can move it a little bit out to the side here. Oh, we very well can, and so we shall. Okay, there's a kitchen. Awesome. There's so much stuff here that I haven't interacted with at all. But we will, I suppose, eventually. Really cool stuff here. Botany. Alchemy table. This thing is so cool. It's like the enchanting altar from the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. But it's a little different. Let's see. And we can put this here, perhaps. And people who are eating can all gossip about who's doing the dark magic over here. We'll never tell. So you just want to get that off so it doesn't hang over the ledge there. How's that? That's great. And then maybe one big table in the middle for the food preparation. I'm thinking that actually we can use one of these kitchens to see potentially there may be Blender Macbeth. There's a nice bar there. Kitchen. That's an L shape, L shape, L shape. This would be great if it was not L-shaped. That's too tall. L-shaped, L-shaped. So I think our options here are pretty much nil. But that doesn't mean that we're out of luck here. I believe there is in the functional decor, there's also some additional food stuffs. Let's see, this is vending machines. Should we add vending machines? That would be kind of funny. Counter sink. Here we go. So these are just like cabinets. Wow, I didn't know they came in this color. That's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and put one down here maybe, and then we'll snap pieces to the side to make it look like just some additional counter space. So let's see, we don't need this sink. We need I'd like to have more of those wooden pieces, if I may, please. Oh, that's sort of it. And that's the angle. Do they not have them that are both sides? They don't. Well, let's see if there's other kitchen appliances we can fit in here that we'd want, anyway. Okay, those look like the right color, at least, even if they are not the right size. I think we can get away with that if we make them just a little bit actually just want a full counter, mid counter, and then we can put a cap on it. Like that. How's that? I don't like how that sits necessarily. And maybe that's just the lighting. No, it's not. Let's see. That's just like an end piece. Interesting. What's the difference in the end and the half? Oh, I think it's to do with the finished edge. So we'll put our finished edge on there, and we need another mid piece. And then another end. There we go. So we can call that our prep station, maybe. See, Sarah's making something over here. What it is, we may never know. I'm gonna grab in the. I don't think functional decor has this. I think it's actually in the crafting. We've got these workbenches for cooking. I like to do this just because it adds a little bit of clutter to the space and it lets you do something which is awesome. See, I need functional decor. Did I pass it? I think I haven't gotten to it yet. There it is. Functional decor has a lot of these food bins, which I think is fun. We can put that there. See, those are root vegetables though. Those aren't like ready to grab fruit. But these pears are. I think I'd like to have ready to eat fruit here in the middle. I guess you could eat a carrot, but please wash it. Grapes, lettuce, onions, herb rack, spice bin, fruit bin, fin head crate. That's interesting. So they've added some fish you can do here. I'm not gonna use any of those. Got most of the appliances we need on that gourmet cooking station, which is awesome. Got a dishwasher, dish racks. Back to these food bins. Let's see. I like to have storage, like boxes of food in places, just so you can tell, like, I don't know, there's stuff. We don't have a refrigerator, I'm realizing. So that is going to be key. We're going to need one of those. I could be wrong, but I think there's a refrigerator here in this pack. It's bathroom, locker, towel, oven, trash. So much trash, refrigerators. Here we go. There we go. This is a nice refrigerator. It's too big for what we can accommodate. We'll just slap it on the end here. It kind of matches the chromed out aesthetic of the gourmet crafting station. It's not crafting. What is it? I don't know. Okay, cool. So we got that fridge up there, and now we can put some food on top of that fridge. It's a thing I like to do. Put some carrots up here and some onions, because that's what's on our in our little container over there. We also need grapes, pears, and potatoes. Here's our pears. Just add a bit of realism here. Potatoes. And grapes, if we have them. I'm pretty sure that grapes exist as a part of this. Yes, there they are. Alright, nice. I think maybe like that. Oh. I thought that was sitting nicely on there, but it's not. It's a little too far. stand on my counter to get up to the stuff on top of the fridge. Can you guys reach all the stuff above your fridge? Or are you a short king or queen like me? Can I close that? Nice. How about that? If we move it back further, then we can maintain the illusion that it's sitting on there and not floating slightly above, because it is floating slightly above. Let's see. Right there. And jump up on the counter again. And we have to get these potatoes underneath this grapes box, or it just doesn't make any sense. Boy, that's just kind of hanging out there. Yeah. Okay, that looks fine. Oh, not quite. Not quite. This is a good vantage point for this specific thing I want to do. Maybe we just have the grapes move a little further out. Maybe it won't actually balance across two of them. In that case, we'll just put them like that. I don't like how that's staged. Let's see, I want to rotate this a bit, I suppose. And it has to sit pretty far back so it doesn't look floaty. Okay, that's awesome. I like that. Alright, so we got our kitchen set up. We have our dining area set up here. Should I put in floor mats for this, do you think? I think maybe that's a good idea. The floor mats are... I never actually remember where they are. Are they in the... because they're somewhere, like, on their own. Are they in furniture? I think maybe they are in furniture. Where did I find that standing mirror? I think that's where it was. It must be decorations. Oh well, let's see then. I'm sure it's around. There's a large floor mat. That doesn't look too bad actually. Could put one right here in front of the sink area. That's a great idea. And then I'm gonna put two here, as long as they will sit flat on the floor. And mostly they will. Kinda doesn't want to, because it's clipping into this gourmet food station, but that's fine with us. The seams are not going to match up with this, but we'll find out how important that is to us in a moment once we have it down. If we end up destroying it, we'll know it was pretty important. I don't think that's too bad. It is. I'd rather not have it than have something that looks like poorly. Alright, if that's floating, can I get this out here? I can do this, and then potentially I can line this up where that one was and have a bit of continuation there. That looks nice. That actually does look nice. Alright, we'll keep that. Awesome. Well, I think we've made a really good start here. I'm not sure what to do with this side. I think maybe science. Or we could put some planters over here where we grow produce. I think that would be cool. Something botany themed for sure. We already have our botany lab here, so it says how to. Oh, these slates are misplaced. They're placed really poorly. I hope that's not my doing. Oh well. Let's get a save in. And I want to see if that is actually something I did. If I move this. Nope, the screens came with it. this video relaxing and cozy. If you do, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this kind of content, let me know what you do like, and I'll see if I can bring it to the channel. But until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your night, and I hope you take very good care of yourself, because you are important, you matter, and you make a difference in this world.